pause for an edit out real quick? Okay.
No, we're keeping that.
That's gotta stay.
She knows the rules. Are we good? Are we recording? Oh, we're going. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome back, Shannon.
Thank you.
You started this podcast off.
Back now.
Without you, I don't think we'd be here right now.
I know. Back now and better than ever.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. How's the podcast been since? Have you been listening?
I have been listening. It has inspired me to watch some new movies.
Oh?
So I have followed up on some of them.
The ones that we've had, like, watched here?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Not all of them. Some of them are not necessarily my exact cup of tea. Like an alien coming out of a stomach. But, you know.
No.
We pick and choose.
Not your forte? Oh. What's been your favorite so far?
Definitely Elizabeth.
Right?
So good.
I gotta say, that's been my favorite movie from the podcast.
Yeah.
Because others either I've seen before or, like, they were good movies. Actually, I think I've seen every single one except Elizabeth.
No.
Yeah, I've seen Alien, Blazing Saddles, Bug, Beaches. I have not seen.
I knew there was another one.
There was another one. Yeah, you're right. Beaches. I have not seen. That was good. I mean, I love that episode too.
That's on my list.
Yeah, that's an adorable movie. Very sad one too. Tissues. Mm-mm. But so now you're here. So when you started, we did High a Movie.
Yes, we did.
And that was Blazing Saddles. But now we're here for You Brought the Popcorn.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Returning guest for another series.
Ding, 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 ding.
So what movie have you brought us?
So this is one of my, honestly, top 3 favorite movies. It does the swap in and out for first place, you know, as you do. But this is a movie I've seen for a long time, but it's Cat Ballou.
Cat Ballou.
Cat Ballou. It's wonderful. It's my favorite.
And what's it about?
So it's essentially...
Oh.
I did it. I did what I was not
the
supposed
thing.
to do.
You did the thing.
But Cat Ballou, it's essentially described as a Western comedy. So it's from the 60s, and so it's an older one as well, but just very comedic and spoofy, thrown out in the West. Mm-hmm. It's good stuff.
And who's the star?
The love of my life, Jane Fonda. She's 27 in this movie. So,
I was in this movie.
yeah, good stuff.
She's still kicking. She's still doing movies.
Oh my God, I know. And she still looks amazing, too.
Oh,
I don't get
absolutely.
it. I don't get it.
Yeah, she's a gilf.
Yeah,
For sure.
100%.
I looked over at Darren. Isn't that your age group?
She's a little young, but you know.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, Jane Fonda. We also have Nat King Cole.
Yep.
Well-known jazz musician.
You know,
Yeah.
out of context, that just sounds like I'm really into old people, as opposed to the real joke, which is that I'm old.
Yes. So either way, it worked out.
Just want to point that out.
2 birds, 1 stone.
Goddamn right. I'm going to mark that down. I made fun of Darren.
Yes.
2 jokes in one go. Ah. Yeah, Nat King Cole.
Nat King Cole, Lee Marvin.
Lee Marvin, who won... I did brief research on this
Yes.
just a couple minutes ago. So my knowledge is very high level. But yeah, he won Best Actor.
He did. He did.
Oscar. Yeah.
He also, I think, got a BAFTA for this, but you might have to fact check me on that.
I only look at Oscars.
I really
That's
want,
fair.
like, how many times has a comedy gotten the Best Actor award?
That's a great question.
You know, I don't feel like that's a common thing.
I'll look that up, and when we come back after the movie, I'll see.
Yeah.
Well,
That's interesting
the
thought.
interesting thing about him winning the Academy Award for that is he actually plays 2 characters in this movie.
Ooh.
So, okay, I was going to ask about that because I noticed on the letterbox, like his characters, there are 2 names. So, like, is there some kind of flashback thing or 2 different characters? But he's playing brothers?
Yes, essentially. It's not actually super obvious. It kind of flew over my head when I was younger that it's the same person. You know,
Really?
they look different, and
Wow.
you'll get it. But it's very cool. But it was one of those things that kind of clicked, you know, after I'd seen it so many times, and I was like, "What do you mean this is the same guy?" I would have never guessed. So it's really cool. He does a good job.
And this movie, too, had a decent amount of Oscar nominations, too. So it won Best Actor, but it also had Best Writing, Editing, Music, and Score.
Heck yeah, it did.
Heck yeah, it did. Like Best Song and Score.
Who is it going up against?
You're asking too many questions.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Again, I did high level research on this movie. We'll come back to that.
Darren, I'm sorry that I was not born in 1965, so I don't have that answer for you.
You would have that answer if you were born in 1965?
Such as yourself.
I was born in 1965?
I don't know where we're going with this. I tried to jump in there with another old joke, but didn't land. Also, it's contradictory to what we...
More like 1765.
Ayo. Okay, moving on.
God bless America.
Cut that out.
cut that. Yeah, so like I've never heard this movie before. I know Jane Fonda. Lee Marvin was known for a bunch of other Western movies. But for the most part, I never heard this movie. And so that many nominations is actually, I'm really excited.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. Everyone I show this to for the first time comes out of it usually and is like, that was very entertaining. Mm-hmm. It's not what I expected, but very entertaining. So yeah, I'm excited.
Do you remember the first time you watched it?
I know where I was. I don't exactly remember because I probably was like 7 or 6, honestly. But it was at my grandparents' house. They had one of those, like all grandparents, I feel like, do one of those DVD walls, that went from VHS to DVD that they get from Walmart, those $5 bins and stuff like that. And so, yeah, my grandpa's super into Westerns, typically more like, Gunsmoke and stuff like that. But we pulled it out one day because I think my grandma probably said, stop watching the Westerns. Let's watch something everyone will watch. And so we put it on, and I just remember being, like, hooked. I was like, this is hilarious. It's a good storyline, too. I mean, you get the whole range of emotions in this movie, too. But, no, I was just hooked. And so I always watched it, like, with my grandparents. And then I think I eventually stole their DVD copy at some point, too, so that I had it. And so, yeah.
Do you still have that copy?
I think I might have given it back like a good grandchild.
Okay, whatever. I would have kept it. I would have burned it and then given it back the burned.
I'm going to
Kept the
tell my
original.
grandmother that you said that.
Okay.
She'll be disappointed.
Maybe she can be a listener to the podcast.
Probably.
You know?
I should.
Yeah.
I should send this to her.
Are you just going to walk back to grandma and just drop ash on her head and say, Frank says hello?
Drop ash. Why?
the burned DVD.
Oh my God.
Who's
burning a
Frank? I don't
copy.
understand.
God damn it. Anyway.
I like my interpretation of those events.
I don't
Just gonna leave
disagree.
it there. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there.
We'll allow it. We'll keep this part in. I'm cutting it. I'm fucking cutting it. Moving forward, I'm cutting your stupid jokes and any kind of bad mouthing of Star Wars. Okay, I'm tired of it. Okay, it's my goddamn podcast, guys.
Yeah, Star Wars in the City of a Thousand Planets. I know what you mean.
Jesus, or Fat General Grievous.
That was amazing. That was amazing. I'm sorry that you're a huge fan and it hurt your feelings.
It just didn't make sense.
It absolutely makes sense.
Speaking of Star Wars, no. All right, I think we're good to let's get into it. Let's watch it. I'm excited.
I'm literally so excited. I've been talking about this movie, months now to you guys?
Yeah,
so
we've been taking a little while to actually
but
get this going here.
It doesn't matter. It's going to be good now.
Okay. Cat Ballou.
Cat Ballou.
That was fun.
That was fun.
That was a fun little romp, if you will.
Just a little skip through a field.
Yeah. Maybe some guns are going off, but
Just like one. Just one gun.
At least one.
Yeah.
Take us through the movie. What happened?
So yeah, we started off with Cat Ballou as she's coming back from graduating teacher school, I guess, really.
Yeah.
And she comes back to her father's farm, finds out there's a lot of stuff going on. They're trying to get him off the farm. He ends up dying. She meets some outlaws to try and protect it before that happens. And then she robs a train and seduces an old man and kills him. And then they ride off into the sunset.
Yeah, that about summarized it. I think you're missing some details, a little.
Honestly,
Here
they're
and there.
just little things, honestly.
And you first saw this when you were 7?
Something like that, yeah. I
Yeah.
was little, so.
I mean, I guess it's a
It's relatively family friendly-ish.
Yeah. Has your opinion changed at all
No.
over the years? No?
I really,
All
every
of them.
time I watch it, laugh a little harder, actually.
Was the implication of like the brothel, like when did that kick in for you?
Oh, that one did take some time as well before I really realized what was going on in there. I do love the screaming as he's opening the different doors.
Right, and then the one with like the male.
The male screaming.
And then he peeks again like,
wait, I didn't quite see that the first time.
something has awoken inside of me.
So yeah, no, the brothel definitely took some time to like kick in. Like I said earlier, figuring out that it was Lee Marvin playing both characters. I think, you know, you don't see them really often together. So it's one of those things you're like, oh, okay. But yeah.
I wonder if the Strawn guy, the villain or hitman, whoever, I wonder if they had him wear that nose piece to hide the fact that they're the same actor.
Probably.
Right?
I mean,
that would make sense, wouldn't it, Darren? What are your thoughts on the nose piece, Darren? I'm curious. Do you think you can rock that?
What makes you think I'm not rocking that right now?
Because I am looking at you, and you're not wearing it.
Oh, that's right. This is in person. Never mind.
Shit, yeah, right. Fuck, they can see me. Damn it. Here, I'll close my eyes.
Darren would have some sort of plaid nose, though, to match his kilt, I think. I don't see him with a silver nose.
A plaid nose?
Yeah, like patterned.
Right. No, I get it, but I don't know how that would look.
Well, it would look great with
Can
the
you
kilt.
have like a mini sporn that cover your nose?
I mean, he's kind of like the original Voldemort at this point, isn't he?
You know what? It's funny you say that because I was going to make a joke. I'm like, what if he's Voldemort and he's hiding his lack of nose?
We never did see. Well, we did see him shoot the gun, but you know, there's never a scene where like maybe that's how he shoots too. Like,
He holds the rifle. Oh my god.
They said prosthetics weren't available yet, so we'll just tie something to your face for you.
So yeah, it's so poorly done. It's
so
literally just like it doesn't even quite look like a nose. I guess it's general shape, and then just a thick string
I
that
know.
goes over his ears.
Well, it's
And
funny
then-
if you look closely when the movie is going on, you can see the nose underneath it that they've just put the silver
really?
one over. It's like you said, it's not hidden very well.
There was one part. Can we talk about in the beginning with like the dance and then that slowly turned into like a ballroom blitz, but like it only halfway, and then finally everyone started joining.
It's like a 2-part fight, really.
Yeah.
It's Jackson starting, and then everyone's getting knocked over, and it's just a few of them fighting. And then as soon as everyone who gets knocked over gets up, they're just like, "Oh, we're fighting. Okay, cool."
Maybe they're waiting for the dance number to end.
Probably.
Which is that? I know we started talking about it. Is that something that's taught in school? Because everyone knew, and it was a long number. Like everyone knew how to do the
Yeah,
dance.
I don't know how to square dance or any of that stuff. I do know that my dad, growing up in small town Iowa, learned to square dance and would go to those and would do it.
So how much of this movie reminds you of home?
A lot, actually, because, I mean, again, my grandpa watches Westerns all the time, but if you wander through their house, it's all like that. And there's, who knows, miscellaneous old guns, like on a wall somewhere or something. And I don't think we have a silver nose laying around, but
Were you ever part of a train robbery?
unfortunately, no. I haven't been asked yet, and honestly, I'm a little disappointed by that. I think I would have a lot to bring to a train robbing group, you know, but no one else sees it, apparently.
no one saw it in Cat either. You know.
Exactly.
That was deep.
Yeah.
That was deep there. Wow. We didn't really bring it back on like a
Yeah.
emotional level there.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, so what's the name of our gang?
Anyone know any trains?
Well, we'll go back to Iowa. Don't they still live like the Wild West?
Yeah, we actually do ride horses everywhere, and square dance, and use outhouses, just like the one that he had, too.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
People still die of scurvy. It's crazy.
Was that a thing in the West?
I don't know.
Diphtheria.
What's the common?
Oregon Trail one.
Oh,
yeah, the Oregon Trail.
dysentery.
Dysentery. Thank you.
That's what I should have said.
Yeah,
Scurvy.
okay.
Scurvy's the ship
Scurvy.
thing. Dysentery is the
The Ren Fair kicked in for a second.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. No, so I was saying there was one part, in my extensive research I did this morning, which is IMDb trivia. There was this point they mentioned, I don't know why, but they mentioned the fact that during that fight or whatever in the ballroom, these guys tripped and like fell onto this table of food, and there was a chicken, like a roast, that the trivia, all it pointed out was the fact that it was fake because you could see it bounce. And so I was waiting for that moment.
You never saw it?
No, I did.
Oh, you did?
I did notice it, and I can confirm it did bounce.
Rubber chicken.
I just wanted to make that. Yeah, it mentioned like it bounces as though it was lightweight and hollow or something like that. I'm like, thank you, IMDb, for
Buoyant.
for these interesting tidbits of information.
There you go. You taught me something about that movie. I didn't know that.
Yeah, there we go.
Chicken
Put that in your
bounces.
journal.
I know. Okay.
Write that,
here.
write that down. Speaking of which, do you have anything else on that you wanted to bring up?
I told you guys in the movie, but I always thought it was interesting that Nat King Cole had lung cancer while filming this, and then he actually dies 4 months after it was released. And I'm assuming it was also from lung cancer, but I mean, he sings in the whole movie, and it's interesting because he doesn't sound like he's sick or anything like that. So that's really the only other factoid that I have about this movie. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I'm surprised I missed that in my IMDb trivia.
I know, it's cool that he's in there. I don't know. I'm not super familiar with Nat King Cole, honestly, besides some of his music and stuff like that. But it's cool to see him in an acting sort of, little fun musical bit, little number.
Yeah, and it was nominated, like I mentioned before, for Best Song. Mm-hmm. Which one was that?
Probably just the Cat Ballou, it's called the Ballad of Cat Ballou, which is the consistent, sounding one. They just change the words in the different scenes that they're singing in.
Cat Ballou.
Exactly.
Now that's stuck in my head.
Now you know why I sing it all the time.
God damn it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, the Ballad of Cat Ballou.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. That's interesting.
It's a good little catchy tune.
Oh, I was supposed to look something up.
I don't know.
There was a question in the beginning.
Question I posed.
How many comedies?
One.
Like Best Actor or something like that, right?
Yeah.
I can confidently say that I do not have an answer. So we can kind of close the book on that.
I could guess a number. We could just go with that.
Yeah. No, it's the perfect amount of disappointment. It's what I expect out of Frank. So
Hold on, let's look it up.
He said, "Let me do a little tippy tappy. Find out."
Tip tap. Yeah. Keep this in.
Bing
don't
bong,
cut this.
bing
Don't-
bong.
Bing bong.
on the Nat King Cole thing, I remember I used to ride. I don't remember where we were going, but I took a couple of road trips with my grandmother, my dad's mom, and she always had a cassette tape of Nat King Cole's daughter, and she would sing his old songs. And so that always makes me think of that whenever people talk about Nat King Cole or any of his music.
That's so cool
Yeah.
and cozy. It's just a good time.
So I continued my extensive research, and I have discovered, funny enough, that Madeleine Kahn was nominated for Best Supporting Actress in Blazing Saddles.
Wow, full
Yeah.
circle.
Huh?
Nomination, though. We're talking about winners.
Oh.
Yeah, winners.
Jesus fucking Christ.
She's not a winner. If you ain't first, you're last.
And I mean, another nomination, but Peter Sellers in, I guess it is a comedy. Yeah. Dr. Strangelove.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I don't know who that is. City Slickers.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack Palance won Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor
In what?
in City Slickers.
Oh, in City Slickers. Okay. Yeah, that was a crazy movie. That was a really popular one.
Never seen it.
Billy Crystal. Funny enough, it's another Western-style comedy.
I like the Western comedies.
If I remember correctly, I mean, I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but it's like basically they're city guys, and then
City
something
slickers?
happens. Yeah, and then something happens, and they get sent out to this retreat to act like cowboys, and it's like the comedy of them being out there as cowboys.
Okay, so it's the other way around. It's not like cowboys going into the city.
No,
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Marissa Tomei won Best Supporting Actress for My Cousin Vinny.
Ooh, that was a good one.
Yeah.
That's the one where she's in the courtroom and they're talking about cars and stuff, right? I haven't seen that fully either, but
I don't know if it's still the case, but I remember reading a while ago that, or hearing that movie is actually still used in like law school as like how the accuracy of the courtroom experience.
interesting.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I've read that too. It's one of the most accurate courtroom movies of all time.
Depictions or whatever, yeah. Little Miss Sunshine, who won that? What more nominations?
So
Sonic Thunder. Wow, there's actually a lot of comedies that are been
Like,
nominated for various
acting.
reasons. That's so far been
Have,
the
have
list.
any won for Best Picture?
God, you answer too many fucking questions. Cut that.
My questions or your statement?
Everything.
Darren's over here just
Oh,
being
Juno.
an intellectual.
I know. Juno, best original screenplay.
That was a great movie.
Just a consensus nod to that over here.
Best picture comedy.
Did Star Wars win Best Picture?
It's not a comedy.
It's a joke to her.
Jesus Christ, all of you. I'm not going to even look this up anymore. You know what? You guys can just suffer without the answer, okay?
Starts unplugging mics.
Yeah, I know. Goodbye. I'm going to take this over.
You're gonna start throwing rocks the way she does. A sex maniac and an uncle.
Which, by the way, they were like the same age.
Yeah,
least it
they
looked.
look like
I'm
twin
su-
brothers.
I'm sure. Yeah, exactly. I thought they were going to turn around at some point and be like, "Oh, that's not actually my uncle. I just call him my uncle or something like that." But that didn't happen. Is there anything about this movie you would change?
Actually, the only part that I have always struggled with is actually the scene where the dad dies. Because in that part, I mean, the whole movie is kind of obvious at times, right? You know what's going to happen. It's very foreshadowed. And you know that the dad is going to die, but I'm like, he literally looks in every direction. It's like, no one's there. And then he still gets shot. And I think they could have done that just a little better, even though the concept itself was fine.
I was a bit confused because the way he did it and how close they were like surrounding him, like it was comedic, it was all funny, and then he just got shot and like there wasn't any kind of music change or something. There was no music, I don't recall.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh wait, this was supposed to be a serious moment.
Yeah.
I thought, I mean, maybe it would have been funny if like, well, not that heart attacks are funny, but if he just like instead of being
Exactly.
killed by the hitman that's after him, he just collapsed him.
Gets trampled by a horse.
Oh,
something,
Jesus, okay.
but I'm on the same path with you. It's like an accidental
though?
death.
Okay.
Like something
Well,
that's not
Yeah,
quite as just getting shot.
just not a death from
yeah.
the immediate threat that they were experiencing.
Yeah. And I still laugh every time because he gets shot and then everyone runs off after the killer. And I'm just imagining the dad's dead body. They're like, guys, hey, y'all ran off. Still here.
What's
Makes me
interesting
laugh.
too is that when they came back from riding and chasing into town and going to the sheriff or whatever, they came back and their home was already emptied. The father was already put in a casket. Candles, like there were people there and everything. I'm like, didn't they? Like, how far is town that everyone had time to do that by the time they got back?
And I was wondering that too. And this is like the most ridiculous thing to wonder in a comedy, but I was just like, is there legal precedence? Does the daughter not inherit here? Like that's in my head. I was thinking that stuff, and then I'm like, all right, I need to chill out on that.
I mean,
No.
we are getting very nitpicky right now too, in general.
I do think that every time I see this movie, though. You're not alone in that.
I think for all that, I think the whole point was like the whole turn the blind eye. They just wanted to kind of deliver that it's her against the town sort of thing.
It was a very straightforward plot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Girl comes back, to the home. Home's under threat of corrupt government, business, whatever, and then she needs to save the homestead.
Exactly. Even though she doesn't save the homestead in the end, which is
And
always
she ends up
funny.
fucking everyone over too.
Yeah.
Like, what was the line? Like, you stole the bread out of the mouths of half the people here, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stealing their paychecks and stuff.
I do wonder. Like, so I mean, were westerns like the original? They were like the original action movies, weren't they?
Kind of. That's the way my grandpa always watched them as.
I think the action movies we know of today are mostly like the 80s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Really kind of
What I mean to say is like sets, stunts, like the things that kind of are stylized within the industry. I feel like the Western was the original action movie, because I was watching like we're talking about the dance scene, and just how many shots were just set up for something to happen, like someone to fall into a table, or someone to grab somebody and throw them into something, and like that thing to crash. Like it was all these like stunts that were set up where it's like, okay, this person's not going to get injured, but something's going to break. It's going to be this dramatic moment. I kept seeing that in those scenes.
The scalping scene, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, that was so good.
Although I don't think he got scalped. I think
No, he
his hair
didn't.
just fell out.
No,
Right,
no,
right.
that was
Okay,
the
good.
comedy of it,
Yeah.
was that like it was just a toupee that came off, and then Jackson looks at it in his hand and is like,
Well, also, because he beat him with some bottle of like
Catch up.
Ketchup. Yeah, exactly. So when he looked down, the guy was bald on top, and then there was like ketchup all over. So yeah, it was implied that.
And then he throws it, and the lady catches it, and it's just like, ah.
But then Ethel's got her 2 left and right hook. You know, she came through too.
You know, looking back now, that entire barroom scene, whatever, is so out of place. There's
Right.
nothing like that. It's just this big brawl of regular folk.
My 6-foot dove.
My 6-foot dove.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And that's kind of what I was saying. Is it was just there were some just scenes that were just sort of set up to be that either comedy or action moment. And I think I think that's the fun part of it. Same thing in the train at the beginning.
Yeah.
With her first going to see the outlaw, and then the mother
right.
taking her away, and then walking her over to the priest, and then that ended up being it was all well.
I'll not inflict myself upon you any further.
I'm going to use that line.
I apologize for my disgusting condition. I'll not inflict myself on you
I
any
will not
further.
inflict myself.
And then he hides in her little cot area. And then every time he's like moving back, she gets upset and he moves back further. He's like, I'm against the wall.
Well, I don't know if you guys caught this, but it's one of my favorite words that she says in the whole movie, but she goes scrooch over. She doesn't say scooch over. She says scrooch over.
I didn't hear that.
And it makes me laugh. Scrooch.
And then she turns the other way, and as soon as she does, he like slips his arm under and like gets closer.
Right, and then she jumps back into it, like unintentionally. Yeah, I mean, the movie had all those like classic moments, like the music that kind of just changes, the slide whistle. The chase scene, like the posse's chasing them after the train robbery. And it's just like sped up, and it's just like a montage of just like them, Scooby-Doo-esque, or I guess Scooby-Doo is more like this, but
Lots of physical comedy.
yeah.
Lee Marvin's ability to stay on a horse is unparalleled. That's actually why he got the Oscar, I think, is from...
Honestly?
No, but I mean, he literally spends the whole movie like dangling off of a horse.
I'm curious to know if did he do his own stunts?
I was gonna ask that. I was gonna bring that. Like, was that actually him doing it?
I don't know.
Look that up.
I don't know.
Look that up.
All right.
No, it's okay. You don't have to look it up.
Well, no, I'm curious though.
But yeah, overall, I think it was a very enjoyable movie for a '65 comedy western.
Exactly.
There's not much to expect.
It was exactly. I just feel like it's lighthearted, it's funny, and it's stupid enough to just give you just a quick movie that you can enjoy it.
It's not too over the top either. Oh, another thing, like the opening, the animated shot of her like shooting the guns or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the opening credits was just a book that was like a physical, somebody was actually flipping the pages. I thought that was really cool. Mm-hmm. You don't get that anymore, do you?
I think
The practical kind of credits.
Blazing Saddles took a little bit out of the Cat Ballou book.
Oh, it had to have. Because that was almost, it's pretty much like a satire of westerns.
Like I think Blazing Saddles was more like addressing the fifth wall. I don't think this really hit
The
that.
fifth wall?
Like isn't that what it's called when
The
it's like
fourth wall?
the fourth wall? Is that what it is? Sorry, the fourth wall.
You're in another dimension.
When
The
you
fifth
like
wall,
look
bro.
at the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But, so it was like aware of itself.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry. Whatever. It's called.
Literally towards the end, they go through a Hollywood studio. Like the whole thing was just a movie.
Where that's not happening in this.
Yeah,
so like,
yeah.
So it's definitely still takes it a lot further. But like I said, I think it borrows just that sort of mocking the industry, which I'm trying to think of any other movies like that old. This is probably pretty like trailblazing as far as like being a comedy that sort of mocked a Hollywood tradition. These westerns. I don't think there were spaghetti westerns at that point, right? Because that was like the 70s.
Oh yeah. No. Well, yeah, absolutely.
I thought spaghetti westerns were the 70s.
No. I think it can go back to even the 50s.
Oh really?
Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about it, so I will definitely be like schooled on this.
This was definitely in the. I mean, I'm not like sure of that answer either. I'm pretty sure. Pretty confident.
That was the Clint Eastwood era, right? It was the 70s,
Yeah.
like late 60s
And,
and then 70s.
and then what about
John Wayne?
John Wayne?
Was he spaghetti? I feel like Clint Eastwood was the king of the spaghetti westerns.
No, he was Western as well.
I know. There's a difference between a western and a spaghetti western.
Well, that's just where it was filmed.
Yeah.
Italia.
Prego.
Prego.
Bippity boppity.
Pepperoni.
Well, while you look that up, I don't know about Lee Marvin doing his own stunts, but I did find out that his horse in Cat Ballou, named Smokey, won a Craven Award in 1966 for his excellent animal acting.
Wow.
Wow.
Cool.
Snaps for Smokey.
I can't snap.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Snaps for Smokey. Jesus. No, yeah, John Wayne was in 60s.
Oh, I know John Wayne was. Yeah. Was he spaghetti though?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I don't think I don't think he filmed in Italy. Is my point.
I'm pretty sure, dude.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know, who knows?
Fight,
Maybe I'm wrong
fight,
too.
Fight.
No, I'm good.
He was the rooster. You know. Was that his nickname? The rooster.
I don't fucking know. No,
Yeah.
no. My father would probably know because he's big into westerns.
Phone a friend.
Yeah. Can I ask the audience? Those listening.
For those tuning in,
To those tuning in,
press 1 for.
dial 6969. If you think that's
The
correct.
rooster. No, the Duke.
The Duke. Okay,
Same
yes.
thing. Close enough.
Who's the rooster then? You know what? Okay,
I know it was what's their names? Alice in Chains. The lead singer of Alice in Chains. I forgot his name, but his dad's
I know
call
who you're
sign
talking about.
was the rooster. So there's that song. They come to take the rooster. Oh yeah. Anyways, we'll cut that out. That's stupid.
cut that. Well, funny enough, so I'm on John Wayne's IMDb, and he was in a movie called Rooster Cogburn.
Maybe that's why I kept thinking rooster.
Maybe 1975.
Because I was the same way growing up. Like my family would watch westerns. My dad specifically.
Yeah, I don't dislike westerns, but at that time in my childhood, it was like, okay, my grandparents have, a couple of acres or whatever, so we would go around and play outside. But, at night, my grandpa would be watching westerns. So even though I don't truly follow the stories and all of that stuff, I still just grew up watching all of that stuff over and over.
And my dad and family didn't have DVDs or even VHSs of it. It was just like when it would come on cable, my dad would definitely stay and watch.
So spaghetti westerns actually came about in the mid 60s.
This is a mid-60s movie.
Yep.
65. I don't know. I don't remember where now, but this was not filmed. This would not be considered a spaghetti western.
No.
This was filmed in Colorado.
It was filmed somewhere.
So what would you rate the movie? 0 through 10.
0 to 10. In my opinion, for me, this is a solid 8. It's an 8 out of 10 movie. Obviously, there's some things that are, stupid or silly or not quite right, but this is an 8 out of 10 movie for me. It's a comfort movie for sure. Put it on for a good laugh.
Yeah, I think it's a movie, of its time, obviously.
Yeah.
So maybe not a lot of the style or how it was done kind of carries over, like the rubber chicken. That really threw me off. It happened the first 10 minutes of the movie, and I think that brings it down a couple points for me, to be honest.
I'm so sorry you feel that way, but,
I'll give
that's
like a
your
2.
own fault.
Oh,
Yeah.
I should never have read the IMDb. You cursed me. No, I really enjoyed it. I'd probably put it up there as well.
Yeah,
Maybe I'd probably knock it down a bit, maybe like a 7.
that's fine.
Ish.
It makes sense. I'm
glad I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like not having like that familial connection to it, right? Where it's like, there's a deep history to it. I would say that it's a 6 or 7, which is still a good watchable movie.
Oh, yeah. No, I love
Like
it.
I would definitely rewatch this.
Oh, yeah.
If you're like, Frank, come over, I want to watch Cat Ballou. I have some popcorn.
You're going to get a text in 20 minutes.
I know, as soon as you get home. Hey, so remember on the podcast you said you would actually watch it again?
Yeah. I need to either get it on DVD or buy it somewhere or something because it's not really streaming anywhere right now.
No, we had to
So-
watch it on YouTube. We had to rent it from YouTube.
Can you please connect me to the YouTube? That's another movie line.
I was going to say, what are you referencing right now?
She calls the operator. It's from a different movie, but she calls the operator on her phone and she's like, "Can you please connect me to the YouTube?" Because she's trying to blackmail someone else and post an embarrassing video, but she doesn't know how to do it. So.
Who's this? What movie is this?
It's another Cinderella story. It's like a Disney movie. It's funny though.
You have such an interesting library of movies that you've seen. Like, I have a whole list of what I find to be very either popular or well-known movies or just known movies to show you for the high-end movie. But then you throw fucking Cat Ballou at me.
A Disney movie.
Yeah, and it's a Disney movie I've never heard of.
It makes sense in my head.
I mean, hey, maybe like in Iowa, they just don't really get a lot of like new movies. It's all like the B movies.
Yeah, it's your choices are really B movies or going outside and watching the corn grow.
Right.
So both are fun.
What?
Or you also have ballroom blitzes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Let's not paint a stupid picture of the Midwest. All right, they get all the movies. That's dumb.
They get the bargain bin at Walmart. Like after a week when that bin is not emptied, Walmart just ships it out on train to, or like carriage.
Like these.
They burn them and drip the ashes, like you said, on
Right.
grandmothers.
See these poor third world states. We should send them money. Is there like a fund that we can give?
I'm going to start a GoFundMe for Iowa citizens to be able to enjoy modern movies.
Wait, they do have banks, right?
They get robbed
I
pretty
can't
often.
send them. Should I just send them some strawberries and some cattle?
Chickens.
Rubber
That-
ones.
Well, they have an excess of those clearly, so probably need
Oh.
to send them real chickens.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys probably should stop eating that shit. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
So dumb.
Anyway, you said a 6 out of 10, right? Was it your rating?
Yeah, somewhere between a 6 and a 7. I mean, like it was just good. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
Same way, like westerns weren't my thing. They weren't my thing growing up. Even like I watched some. I still appreciate them. But Jane's hot.
Yeah.
Still
Like
is.
there's no question
Yeah.
there, right? Like she was really really fun, and like not just hot. That's so like easily broken down. But she acted well. Like she was funny, so that part was cool to see her at such a young age, in a movie, and then be able to compare and contrast that to just growing up with her as an actress.
What was this like her breakout role? What was like her first big movie?
I don't know what her first big role was. I know this did help like jumpstart her and get her up there as well,
Okay.
but I don't know if this was her like breakout first thing either.
I mean, I wonder if she did like smaller things or whatever.
Yeah, but like I said, she was 27 in this, so she's still super young.
Oh no, you know what I think? Or no, it came out after Barbarella. They came out after Cat Ballou. Yeah, she definitely had some small roles or something. Granted, I never heard of Cat Ballou, so who knows? Maybe some of these are actually big in Iowa.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna lose followers now, and I don't know if anyone's listening from there, but I'm sorry.
Like you're literally creating the Cat Ballou story right now. Like Shannon's like getting more and more upset.
I'm about to rob a train.
Am I about to have a whole bunch of people on horses outside of my house now?
Yeah.
All I know is $50 in Iowa would get me drunk the way Lee Marvin is in that movie, though.
Even like a $50 bottle of whiskey now, so one person crushes that can do some harm.
Well, for $50, you can get 50 drinks in Iowa at the right time.
Because there's nothing else to do there. Okay. Moving on.
Says the one who's paying $15 a drink down here. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, right, Jesus. Anyway, well, thank you for coming by again.
Of course. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah.
A privilege to eat pickles and snacks with you guys as we watch movies.
Sweet pickles and chips.
Publix popcorn.
Oh, I mean, that goes without saying. I bought 2 bags, one to share, one to have.
One for you, one for me. It's a good
One
way
for
to
you,
do it.
2 for me.
I had to put the 2 bags back. I felt bad, so
What, when you went to Publix?
yeah, I made the deli people actually get popcorn because I hadn't even put it out yet.
Oh,
And
shit.
then as soon as I asked and I sent the picture, you were like, "Oh, I already got popcorn." I was like,
Oh, you sent a picture?
So I walked back
Oh, I didn't
and
even
just like
notice that.
put the popcorn on the top of the deli when nobody was looking. I just ran.
And I am never coming back to this Publix again. I cannot return.
I would have paid money to witness that just from like the side to watch you have to get it and put it back.
Oh, man. Yeah, so thank you for coming. Thank you for the movie.
Of course, thank
And
you.
we'll have you back on again.
Hell yeah. I
think
mean, I
that
know that, but
You're the first return guest.
it's so hard to just,
Be
set
this
the
awesome.
standard.
Oh, the
I know.
hair
Oh my
flip.
God.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Anyway, all right, let's just cut it now. Your ego is expanding. I can see it
I gotta
physically
rob a
growing.
train.
Yeah. Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.